Inside Science.
Hello and welcome to all of you science-minded folks. My name's Alistair Jennings and here's what's been going on in the world of science this month. But before I go any further, to celebrate the upcoming 50th anniversary of humans landing on our moon, Inside Science will be running a series of moon landing stories in July. So let's start with some space news, specifically Saturn, also known as the prettiest of the planets, while Jupiter's the fun one and Mars is the quiet introvert with the emotional backstory. It's like an episode of Mean Girls up there. Anyway, new research using data from the Cassini probe suggests that Saturn's rings are sculpted by its many moons. Now the rings are spread up to 140,000 kilometers from the center of Saturn and are 65,000 kilometers from inside to outside edge. That's 5 times the width of the Earth. And yet, for the most part, the rings are only around 30 feet thick, made up mostly of chunks of water ice, and they're shaped by the gravitational fields of small moons nested within them. Now of those, the larger moons like Pan and Daphnis create gaps in the disks and send ripples along the edges. And smaller moons create crack-like structures nicknamed propellers that break the disks but then allow them to reform, kind of like yogurt after you drag a spoon through it. The data also shows that Saturn's moons and its rings are much younger than we thought. If the disks were old, they'd have picked up loads more space dirt, and they'd show a pattern of wake across the surface, like that made by boats moving over water. Now Cassini saw none of this, so it's more likely that the rings and the closer moons started forming when some massive object smashed into Saturn between 1 and 2 billion years ago. Although the current disks could be as little as 10 to 100 million years old, meaning that the Triassic dinosaurs staring up at the stars could never have seen the Saturn that we do now. The Cassini probe itself actually died back in 2017, but another space mission that's alive and well is Mars's Curiosity rover, which in fact has just measured the highest amount of methane ever found on Martian soil. Now, methane can be produced by geological reactions, but on Earth at least, it's much more likely to be produced by living things. So it's a sign of potential life on the red planet. Now, methane has been found on Mars before, but this one is triple times the previous record, which is very exciting. And this month, we actually came a step closer to seeing whatever's down there with our own eyes, following this incredible discovery. Human sperm is undamaged by low gravity conditions. How do we know this? Thanks to the aerobatic ability of a team of Spanish pilots who loaded their planes with frozen semen and flew 20 parabolic maneuvers, each resulting in 8 seconds of microgravity for their fertile cargo. Now, the cells remained pretty much unchanged, which raises hopes that human sperm could be shipped to Mars and still remain viable. So, there may actually be no need to send men to Mars at all. Sorry, Elon. Although it does raise the unnerving possibility of spaceships fighting it out en route to the red planet carrying gallons of billionaires' sperm in a bid to be the one true father of all future Martians. But it isn't just the mega rich that are steering our scientific advancement. Citizen scientists of all stripes are in high demand. And in fact, right now, researchers are asking the public for help to search the sky for certain kinds of black holes. And in this article on the Inside Science website, you can see how. But before you go there, let me take you from the galactic to the galactosaminidasic. It's an enzyme, since you ask, with an amazing ability. Galactosaminidase, along with N-acetyl-galactosamine deacetylase, can turn A and B blood types into blood type O, the universal donor. A and B blood types have glycoprotein markers on their surface, limiting who they can donate their blood to. So, researchers went foraging in the gut for bacterial enzymes that could solve this problem, and this month they published their results. 2 enzymes that together can snip those glycoproteins off, allowing anyone to receive the donated blood. Now, not only will that be hugely helpful in surgery and with blood transfusions, but at last, people with blood type O can go skateboarding. And for my final study this month, dogs. Why are they so cute? Well, because humans have driven the evolution of puppy dog eyes. Now, humans are very sensitive to faces, and that oh so sad expression makes us want to nurture them. And dogs can lift those eyebrows using the levator anguli oculi medialis muscle. But wolves don't really have that muscle. So the theory goes that as wolves were domesticated, if a wolf could do puppy eyes, then humans treated them better. And this drove the evolution of that muscle in modern day dogs. And the power of puppy dog eyes is indisputable. In a previous study, the authors actually showed that the more dogs deployed the eyes, the faster they were rehomed from shelters. And that's it from me this month. Remember, we'll be doing a special series of moon landing themed stories on Inside Science in July, so look us up and check them out. See you next month.
Inside Science. If you enjoyed this edition, follow us on the web and social media. Powered by the American Institute of Physics and a coalition of underwriters.